If you think getting rich is just about working more, that's the slowest and often impossible way to achieve financial freedom. It's much better to learn how to make money work for you. There is a different path, and it's much better than what you've been taught so far. Since childhood, we've been told that studying hard, getting a good job, and saving is the only path to wealth. But think with me, how many people do you know who did that and are still stuck in debt or living paycheck to paycheck? The problem isn't effort, it's strategy. Having the right strategy is much better. Working more hours doesn't guarantee wealth because your time is limited, and if your time is limited, your income will be too. It's much better to make money work for you. Now imagine if you could actually make money work for you. Have you thought about that? Take the case of two people. Carlos saves money in a savings account. Anna invests with monthly returns. After 5 years, Carlos has stagnant money. Anna has extra income and freedom. It's much better to have money growing effortlessly than letting it sit idle. When I began my financial journey, I worked 10 hours a day and believed that sacrificing myself would make me rich. At the end of the month, my balance was always the same: bills, bills, and more bills. It's much better to work smart than just to work hard. Only when I realized I needed multiple streams of income did my life begin to change. And you? Today, does your income depend only on your work, or do you already have a source that grows even while you sleep? I'll show you the 4 pillars every millionaire builds, and it's much better to understand this early than too late. If you don't build these 4 pillars, you might earn a lot of money, but it will slip through your fingers. It's much better to start with the foundation than to try to fix things in the future. Many people think that to get rich, all you need is a good idea or a good job. But that's like building a house on sand. At the first storm, everything collapses. True wealth is built on solid foundations, and it's much better to have strong foundations than to patch holes later. The first pillar is the investor mindset. The rich don't think about how much something costs, they think about how much it returns. If an investment of $1,000 can give them $2,000 in a few months, they see it as an opportunity. It's much better to evaluate by return than by price. The second pillar is having multiple sources of income. Anyone who depends on a single source lives in constant risk. If that source dries up, everything is gone. It's much better to have more than one stream of money than to depend on just one. The third pillar is financial knowledge. If you don't understand interest, risk, and leverage, you will work for those who do. It's much better to know how to make money grow than to work your whole life without seeing progress. The fourth pillar is networking and opportunities. The best chances for growth come from people, not ads. The right contact can shorten years of your journey. I met a guy named Daniel who earned $8,000 a month. He had a high lifestyle, but no savings. When he lost his job, in 3 months he was in debt. If he had built these pillars, the loss would have been just an inconvenience, not a disaster. Which of these pillars do you think you need to build first in your life? I'll show you the traps that make you lose money without realizing it, and it's much better to cut these losses now than to try to recover later. These are the invisible traps that kill your wealth. Maybe you're losing money right now without even realizing it. It's much better to eliminate these losses before they kill you financially. Many people think that getting rich is just about earning more, but it doesn't matter how much comes in if the hole where it goes out is even bigger. The worst part is that these holes are invisible to most people. The first trap is lifestyle inflation. You earn more and automatically spend more. You change your phone, upgrade your car, move to a more expensive neighborhood. It's much better to invest the raise than to spend it all. The second trap is subscriptions and recurring expenses. $30 here, $50 there, by the end of the year, it's thousands. It's much better to pay for what generates returns than to waste time. The third trap is consumer debt. Credit cards and overdrafts are interest working against you, and they never rest. It's much better to have interest working in your favor. I had a friend, Marcos, who said, "I earn well, but the money disappears." We discovered that just on delivery food and subscriptions, he was spending over $1,000 a month. Without realizing it, he was trading his future for convenience. Which of these traps do you think is holding you back today? Let's talk about something that seems counterintuitive: spending to get rich, and why it's much better to spend wisely than to save poorly. Spending to get rich sounds crazy, but spending money can be the fastest path to wealth, if done the right way. It's much better to invest in what gives returns than to cut what makes you grow. We've been taught that all spending is bad, but there is a type of spending that doesn't take money from your pocket, it puts more in. The first is spending on knowledge: courses, books, mentorships. Every dollar put into this can come back multiplied. It's much better to buy knowledge than things that lose value. The second is spending on tools and systems. A software that saves hours of work can generate months of profit. It's much better to pay for efficiency than to waste time. The third is spending on networking, attending events, having lunch with strategic people, investing in relationships. Often, the return comes in unique opportunities. I remember when I spent $2,000 on a course that seemed expensive. 3 months later, I closed a $15,000 contract using what I learned. It wasn't an expense, it was a seed. What's the best money you've ever spent in your life? It's much better to plant several seeds than to depend on just one.